Welcome to a beautiful, bright and warm Stafford County Showground. Now, Olympic fever has been gripping the nation over the past couple of days, but all eyes are on Best in Show, here at the 50th Hound Association Anniversary Show. Today we are going to take you around the show run by hound people for hound people. And the Houndshow this year is celebrating its 50th anniversary. Now, before we jump into the action, we will bring you up to date with the big winners since our last programme at Windsor. Our K9 specialist for today is Simon Parsons. Now, we're actually going to go straight to Peterborough, east of England, where Jeff Luscott awarded Best in Show to an Around the Dog World regular.
Indeed he did. This was the Petit Basset Griffon Vendeen, known to us all as Gilly, otherwise officially champion sole trader Peekaboo. At the halfway stage, she was the top dog all breeds for this year, and she has now won 5 Best in Show all breeds awards, and is, I think, a great favourite of all who've seen these programmes for her wonderful personality.
And the following week we moved east to west to National Working and Pastoral Breeds, where Derek Smith actually awarded it to a Newfoundland that we've seen before on Around the Dog World as well.
Yes, this is a Newfoundland called Champion Sandbear's Stride and Style, aptly named dog, owned by Suzanne Blake. At Welks, I think, where we've seen him before on these programmes, he was third in the group, but his very next show, the Great Birmingham National Show, he was Best in Show all breeds and became a champion on the day, and now he's won another Best in Show at the Specialist Show for the Working and Pastoral Breeds. Obviously a dog for the big occasion, because every time he wins in the breed he seems to do well in the all breed ring.
And then finally, Simon, just last week we saw Derek Smith awarding Best in Show again for the second time in as many weeks, and award it to one of the top winners that we've seen before on the programme, Champion Vanatonia You'll See.
Yes, this is the toy poodle whose pet name is Graham. He's had a wonderful run over the last year or so, won 3 Best in Show awards at 3 shows running last year, and has now won 3 more this year, giving him a grand total of 6. He is the closest rival at this stage to Gilly for the Top Dog Award this year. So I think the next few shows could be extremely interesting.
It's going to be very close, isn't it?
It certainly is, yes.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Thank you.
Now, before we take a look at Best in Show, we have a first on Around the Dog World. We take a look at another canine discipline, flyball. Now, reporting from the European Flyball Championships in Cambridgeshire is Simon Baillie.
Welcome to the European Flyball Championships here in Cambridgeshire. 2 of the UK's top teams are hosting the event this year, with the hope of crowning the first British winners of the European title. As we are new to flyball, we should probably get familiar with the basics before jumping into the action. Here's our guide to this adrenaline-filled canine discipline. Flyball competitions consist of 2 teams of 4 dogs each. Each team races in a lane consisting of 4 jumps and a flyball box at the end of each lane. The flyball box pushes a ball towards the dog when the dog lands on the front panel. Each dog must run in relay down the lane, jump all hurdles, retrieve the ball and return over all jumps. The next dog can't cross the start-finish line until the previous dog has returned over all 4 jumps and reached the start-finish line. Jump heights are set 4 inches shorter than the shoulder height of the smallest dog racing in each team. The first team to have all 4 dogs finish the course without error win the heat. And each race is best of 5, so first to 3 wins. And today we'll start with the co-hosts, the High Flyers, versus last year's champions, the Jolly Jumpers. The High Flyers on this side, the Jolly Jumpers on the far side, and they're off. First dog, all 4 hurdles, both cleanly away, and we're straight through. Oh, the High Flyers have collected a foul there. So long as the Jolly Jumpers finish cleanly, they've got this heat in the bag. As you can see, the yellow light in the middle there displaying a foul. The Jolly Jumpers win the first race. Race 2. How will this one be run? The High Flyers might be a little more conservative this time. Try not to collect any fouls they did in the previous race. Oof, that was a very close crossover. As you can see, both teams running a short dog, meaning they have a shorter hurdle height. However, it does mean that they have a slight disadvantage in speed. Jolly Jumpers win the second one again. And we're off again for the third race. I thought I might have seen a foul there. No, we're clean again. Oh no, yeah, we have got a foul. High Flyers have got another foul there. Again, short dogs, less speed, and there we are. High Flyers have unfortunately lost that 3-0 to last year's champions, the Jolly Jumpers. I'm here with Christian Alcorn. Hi, Christian. You're a team leader of the High Flyers. How did the team get started?
The team started back in 2007, so we're going for 5 years now. We originally came from another local team in the area, and there was a group of us that wanted just different things, and so we decided to set up our own team.
And how do the High Flyers do today at the championship?
Yeah, we're still racing. So, but we've got 3 teams today, and two of the teams have won all their races, and one of the teams have just lost one, but they're still in the stages. So they're doing good today.
And we'll go back and see the High Flyers again. So, like Christian said, the High Flyers lost a race. That means they're in the double eliminations. Both teams here have been beaten. It's the High Flyers versus the Unleashed Blade Runners from Poland. The Unleashed Blade Runners are 2-0 up. High Flyers have got a fantastic start there on the far side. Already good couple of lengths ahead. Both teams here running. Despite that being one of the shortest dogs, is incredibly cutting it very close there. And there we are. High Flyers have their first race on the board in this heat. Each team running a smaller dog, but the smaller dog for the High Flyers is running the 4th leg, 3rd leg on the Unleashed Blade Runner, so they're staggering it. So High Flyers could get caught in this last leg. Oh, that is very close. This team will go through the semi-finals. There we are. It's the Unleashed Blade Runners through to the semi-finals of the double elimination to decide who goes up against the Live Wires in the final. It's Jolly Jumpers versus the Unleashed Blade Runners. We're at 1-1 semi-final, and both teams off. It looks like we've got a foul on the far side there for the Jolly Jumpers, who are last year's champion. Both teams have a foul. That means they have to run each dog that fouled again. First one back wins. Yeah, Jolly Jumpers have got that one. Jolly Jumpers have that as 2-1 up to the Belgian side. Jolly Jumpers on the far side there. Unleashed Blade Runners. You can see the dog start. There we are. Each team deciding a slightly different start setup. Oh, sounds like we've got a foul there. Yeah, the Unleashed Blade Runners have a foul, so long as the Jolly Jumpers run a clean race, we can have this one in the bag. Yeah, there we are. Clean race. The Jolly Jumpers, that's them through to the final against the Live Wires later on today. So here we are in the final. The Jolly Jumpers on this near side, last year's winners, and the Live Wires on the far side there on the red lane. Oh, Jolly Jumpers dog has dropped the ball. That's given them a foul. So again, as long as the Live Wires run a clean race, they have it won. Some fast dogs on this side, on the Jolly Jumper side. Unfortunate the loss of the ball there in the very first race. Live Wires go 1-0 up. First heat. So, second race up and running. And we're off. Dog's so excited at the start there. Some fantastic crossing over there. Nose to nose, absolutely nose to nose. Oh, we've got a foul there on the Jolly Jumpers lane. So again, a clean run will give the live wires this race. Yeah, there we are. Clean race. 2-0 to the live wires. The British team are one race away from becoming the first British champions of the European Championships. And we're off again. Oh, Jolly Jumpers have lost the ball on the first dog. That's a shame. Clean run here. We'll give the live wires the European Championships. Last dog. Yeah, you can see the foul on the board there. And there we are. Live wires are European champions over last year's champions. British and European champions, the live wires. Well, congratulations, Anne. Live wires are now European champions.
Yeah, that is absolutely brilliant. We never expected it, but we're really, really pleased to have got this far to the final and won and not lost.
and you're the first British team to have done so.
Yeah, I believe so, yes. And so, you know, we're really, really proud of ourselves for achieving that in our first European Championships. I would like to congratulate all the teams in our division because they did excellently and racing was superb. You know.
It was very competitive today.
Yes, it was very, very competitive, and we absolutely love that.
Thank you very much, Simon, and congratulations to the live wires. Now, this is William. He's 7 and he actually won his class today. But let's go and take a seat by the main ring for Best in Show. It's judged today by Jill Peake and commentary is from Annette Oliver.
So our first dog to be gone over by Jill is the Afghan Hound. And you're quite entitled to support these dogs, you know. They do quite like to be clapped on their way. This is the Afghan Hound Best of Breed winner, 110.
If the new chairman was sat in the audience tonight,
Yes.
what would you ask him?
To care. To care about us a bit more. To remember that the Kennel Club is supposed to be for the furtherance of pedigree dogs, and we are pedigree dogs. I want them to care about us. I want them to share our interest. I want them to stop caring about the RSPCA and care about us. I can remember once Edna gave me a bitch that I was very thrilled with, and Olive said, "Where did you get that from?" And I said, "Mrs. Harold gave it to me." I think she did. She couldn't have sold the damn thing, could she? And then Olive gave me a bitch that I thought was lovely, and Edna said, "Well, make sure you showed him long grass with feet like that." They stopped my life effectively for mistakes. I see myself as the judge that was banned.
The Basenji, 145. The Basset Britannia, number 184. Number 202.
The Petit Basset Griffon Vendeen is a breed we see on every programme, with thanks to Jilly, the current top dog leader. We went to find out more about this extrovert hound, so the best place to go was the home of Jilly and sole trader PBGVs.
Hi, my name is Gavin Robertson. I, with my wife, have the sole trader Petit Basset Griffon Vendeens. I've been involved with the breed since childhood, so over 20 to 25 years. I've been involved with the breed. First started off with beagles and then progressed on to having one of the early petits in Scotland with my parents, and then carried that on myself, and then obviously when I met Sarah and we had the petits between us. So most of my life I've been involved with the breed, so I'm thoroughly hooked and addicted. They're infectious. They're cute puppies like this at this age. They've got a bit of devilment about them. They're not the dog for everybody because they're not perfectly obedient. They are a typical hound where they can have deaf ears when they want, but they're full of life and full of love and full of vigour. They're a happy little breed. They give us hours of fun, either it be at home, in the house, out taking them for walks. Anybody that's had one will never be without them. They do want to make you pull your hair out sometimes, but they're a great little breed. They are a French breed. They have come from a family from 4 Basset breeds. We have the Petit is the smallest, Petit Basset is the smallest. Then we have the Grand Basset Griffon Vendeen. And then we have the Briquet, which is the next size up. And then we have the Grand Griffon, which is the largest of the 4. Now, in this country, we only have the Petit and the Grand, which is what you'll see it shows. There are the odd Briquet and the odd Grand Griffon, but they're not Kennel Club registered. They are primarily a hunting dog. They're bred to chase rabbit and hare, so they're an active dog. They do require a lot of exercise, but they get on well. You know, obviously being a pack breed, they get on well. Interestingly, in Sweden, they're used for hunting as well, but they do it singly, where they're going out with a marksman for roe deer. They're certainly a lively dog. You know, the easiest way to put them in context is if something's going on in the distance and you have a Petit and a Grand, a Petit will immediately go straight in and observe. Their tails are always clicking away like a little clock. They're quite a busy little dog, whereas a Grand will stand back and observe before it decides whether it wishes to go in there and see what's going on. They don't often want to sit down and do nothing. They do like it every now and then, but they like to be seeing what's going on and running around. So we also in this country have the Basset Hound, which is also a French dog, which everybody will know what a Basset Hound is. We have the Fauve de Breton, which again is a French hound. It's a red or rustic coloured hound, very similar size to the Petit, a little bit shorter backed compared to the Petit, but very similar, same height, similar sort of characteristics and temperament. The Basset Hound is still the most well-known through all walks of life, and they are a slightly heavier set, longer set dog than the Petit, which is a short dog. The Basset Fauve is the shortest of the breeds, and they're all very popular. You know, the Basset is the most popular, but the Petits, the Fauves, and the Grands are, you know, they're increasing in popularity year by year. All of which mix well, live well in somebody's house, or can be an outdoor dog. I would say the Bassets are more set in their ways, and that in some ways they're going through a little bit of a transitional period at the minute. What makes a good Petit? First and foremost, you're not going to have a good show dog if it's not looked after properly. So the condition of any dog is paramount. Obviously, it goes into a lot of work into the breeding program and how you achieve what you're trying to get. So you've got to start with a good foundation. You've got to know in yourself what you're trying to achieve, and you're trying to get as close to the breed standard as possible. There is no perfect dog in any breed anywhere in the world, but we strive to try and breed the perfect dog. We are a firm believer that a dog is a dog and it has to have a life, so they run around freely. If they want to get mucky, they get mucky, that's fine. For a good show dog, it needs to have a good temperament. You know, if it's not got a good temperament, it's never going to be a good show dog. So it's not easy. That's, you know, it's fun, and that's part of it, is to try and get the whole package. That is the challenge. That's why everybody across the world and up and down the country do it week in, week out to try and have the best dog and don't you jump off, and breed the best dog that there is. And we've been lucky. We've had some good success. We've had some good dogs that have been appreciated by judges, breeders alike all around the world. So we cannot complain. We've done extremely well.
The Petite 257. Now for the Basset Hound. Number 267, the Basset Hound. Two judges again for Beagles. Number 463, the Beagle.
Next up for the judge is the Bloodhound. We went to speak to Sue Emeris-Jones, one of only 2 people to take a Bloodhound to win the group at Crufts. Now, Sue, it's a not very popular breed, is it? But why is that?
There's no grey area with a Bloodhound. Either you can't live with it or you can't live without it. They're an untidy breed. They need a lot of exercise. They're willful because they're hounds. They dribble, which a lot of people cannot tolerate.
You've listed a lot of bad stuff there, I suppose, but there's got to be a lot of massively good positive things. They're a dual-purpose dog, aren't they?
Very much so. There are very few breeds that are dual-purpose, and these really are. A lot of our show hounds are worked. Even show champions are worked. We have 4 lots of working trials a year. The hound has to hunt the scent of man over a given distance. The ultimate is to have a dual champion, which is a show champion and a working trial champion. And there have only ever been 5 of those since the 1890s, I think it was.
That's incredible.
Yes.
They're so distinctive looking, aren't they? And very dignified as well. What do you love about them so much?
God knows. They're just, I don't know, they're so different. People will come and say, oh, well, I've had this breed and that breed, and then you say, well, these are different. And 6 months later, they will ring up and they say, you're right, they are. But you can't explain how they are different. They just are.
And where have they actually originated from?
They're thought to have come over originally with William the Conqueror, in a slightly different form, shorter ears, possibly a plainer head. They are thought to have originated in Belgium and France. The monks used them for finding lost people out in the various mountains out there. The Henrys brought them over as well because they wanted them wanted to use them to hunt wild boar. They used to send in a much faster hound for the kill, but at least the Bloodhound would track the wild boar down.
I know it sounds funny, but do you think some people are put off by the actual name, Bloodhound?
Yes, I think some people probably are. They imagine that they're violent and ferocious, but they're not.
And obviously I'm sure that they like being part of a pack.
Yes, very much so. But they do like companionship. They like another dog, but they love another Bloodhound.
The Bloodhound, 518. The Borzoi, 544. This is the dog, number 643. 59 of them. Judged by Mrs. Cooper.
Okay, I am joined by 3 generations here of Dachshund breeders. Obviously this little one here, not quite a breeder yet, but breeder possibly of the future. Emily Mitchell, mother, 4 weeks old now, fantastic. But you're actually showing today Logan, your dog, won best of breed in long-haired Dachshunds. Tell us a little bit about him.
He's now 3 years old. He's been top long since he was a puppy, last 2 years. He's now got 16 cc's. His son is currently the top long-haired Dachshund, so he's actually been beaten by his son in junior, but he's very, very full of himself, loves showing.
And tell us a little bit about the long-haired Dachshund. Where do they sort of originate from?
They originate from Germany. The smooth-haired Dachshund was the original Dachshund, and they were bred with Cocker Spaniels, and they have a calmer temperament than the smooth-haired Dachshund, and obviously they got the coat from them as well.
Well, your mother is Fran, and obviously Bronia is your affix, as the culmination of the affix for the family. Now, just tell us a little bit about the other varieties. Obviously, we talked about the long-haired there. Is it just a case of that there's they mixed it with different sort of varieties of dogs to get the wire, the smooth, and the long?
I believe they did. I think the wire head came down from, they added a little bit of Dandy Dinmont to give the wire coat. I know the longs can make very good water dogs. I remember when I was a mere child, when I was beating on the moors for the grouse, they were actually picking them out of the water. There's a man with 2 long-haired Dachshunds, and that was how I first got to see them and fell in love with the longs.
So why do they have the miniature versions?
The miniature versions were bred to chase rabbit, whereas the larger versions were for the badgers.
And so you're more associated with the long-haired variety, but have you had experience of any of the other types as well?
Yes, we've had champions as a kennel, my mother, Dorothy Hanney, myself and my daughter. We've had champions in miniature smooths, miniature longs, miniature wires and standard longs.
And is there any sort of difference in temperament as well? Can some of them be feisty and some of them be more fun? Or?
The standard longs, in my experience, they're the most laid back of the varieties. They're quite, friendly, happy to go along with whatever. The mini longs are a little bit more standoffish, but the mini smooths and the mini wires are definitely go-get-'em, little people.
Well, maybe this young little lady might grow up to do the same.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you.
With the miniature.
Thank you very much for joining us, ladies, and have a happy hound show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 643, the long-haired Dachshund. Number 688, the miniature long-haired Dachshund. Smooth-haired Dachshunds. Number 800, the dog, chosen from an entry of 56, making 58 entries. The smooth-haired Dachshund. Miniature smooth-haired Dachshund, number 841. See, she's brought the fan club. This is the male, number 930. The wire-haired Dachshund, 930. Miniature wire-haired Dachshunds were judged by Gavin Robertson. The miniature wire-haired Dachshund, 996. Mrs. Liz Cartledge judged Deerhounds. The Deerhound, 1087. But this is a foxhound judged by Trish Wells, 7 of them, and this is a bitch, number 1137.
Our next best of breed is the famous figure of a breed known for its speed, the Greyhound. But there is far more than meets the eye, as Rita Bartlett, a lady heavily involved in showing and racing, explains.
I'm Rita Bartlett. I breed greyhounds. Probably the nicest breed that you'll ever come across, as you can see. I've been involved with them since I was 5 years old because my father raced greyhounds. Our last racing greyhound died, and because a racing dog is considerably more expensive than a show dog, we decided that when we were on holiday, we'd get the local paper. The only breed that was available was an Irish setter. I decided that if I were going to show dogs, I might as well go and get a greyhound. They are the easiest breed to actually keep. They're clean, they're quiet, they're reasonably responsive most of the time. They can be very difficult when they want to be, having very, very deaf ears. There's 2 dogs here, one of them a stud dog, and they live very, very happily together. The characteristics are just unbelievable. They're good-tempered, easy to get on with strangers, incredibly good with children, and the ideal dog really for anybody to own, particularly the elderly, because they're very, very lazy, as you can see. Not the most enthusiastic dog once they've had a good run round in the paddock. They came over from the ancient Egyptians. Many, many, many years ago, they were only allowed to be owned by royalty, and they were basically used for hunting to provide their lordships lunch. Basically, the difference between a racing greyhound and the showground is the racing dogs were bred to run round in a nice oval. The show greyhounds are just bred to look pretty. They've got a wider, broader head, slightly narrower in muzzle, much, much stronger neck, less angulation in the front. Their shoulders are far further laid back, much less depth in the brisket, usually a lot wider in front, more spring of rib, slightly smoother back line, and far less angulation behind. 99% of them are very low in hock and a much, much stronger tail. And this is what really judges need to actually look at, is the fact that they are a totally different type. Not a different breed, just a different type. Every track has got a rescue kennel now, and every owner has to pay a percentage of their dog's prize money to the care of racing greyhounds. Every dog that is taken into kennels, when it's ready to be rehomed, the homes are vetted and the people are vetted, and the people are kept in contact for quite some considerable time afterwards to make sure the dog is healthy and happy.
The Greyhound 1160. The Hamilton Stowborough number 1179. "22 Elizabethan hounds here today. The Elizabethan hound 1201. We're now looking at exhibit number 1298, the Irish Wolfhound. The Norwegian Elk Hound 1324. Judge of the Otter Hounds was Mrs. Marianne Nixon. The Pharaoh Hound 1370. The Portuguese Podengo 1396. Our next exhibitor has a Rhodesian Ridgeback. The Rhodesian Ridgeback 1472. Now for the Salukis. They were judged by Mrs. Mary Parker. And now for the Slugie, judged by Mrs. Jill Morris.
The last and most popular of breeds in the group today is the Whippet, We caught up with 14-year-old Luke Johnson after the breed judging today. He's the youngest handler to take a dog to a group placing at Crafts. Luke, you've been involved with 2 hound breeds, the Saluki and the Whippet, and you're dressed in pink today. Can you explain why you're dressed in pink?
The Colooney Kennel in Ireland, the Whippet Colooney Kennel, decided to try and get everybody to dress in pink to raise money for the breast cancer charity. Just a bit of fun, and they thought they'd do it at the Houndshow.
And you've obviously joined in and looking very smart there. But it was quite cool earlier because we were talking, weren't we, by the ringside, and it was like a sea of pink.
It was just swarmed pink. Yeah.
Now, obviously, I've just talked about sort of the success you've had the past 18 months. You actually, is it top Whippet at the moment that you've got?
It was after Windsor, yes. I'm not sure now, but she was top Whippet after Windsor, yes. And Raffy was top Saluki, yeah.
And Raffy's this lovely Saluki that you handle. What's the difference in handling the 2 breeds?
Whippets is more like you uptight, like when you're moving them, the lead needs to be more tight. Whereas Salukis, they're not exactly the kind of breed that you would move with a tight lead. It's more loose, and it's obviously faster. And yeah, you've got to like sort of go with the flow and not try and stop with the Saluki. Yeah.
So how long ago did you actually start handling dogs?
6.5 years now. Start when I was about 7.5, 8. Yeah.
What would you suggest and what tips and advice would you give to other young people that maybe might be watching this and think, I'd like to give that a go?
Just when you do give it a go, stick with it and don't get knocked down if you say don't win the first time, and keep going at it, because you will get better, just like I did. I didn't win for ages, but I just kept on going with it, and now I'm here.
The Whippet, bitch 1662. So the Grande and the Petite. Long-haired Dachshund, the smooth-haired Dachshund, and the mini wire, the Deerhound, the Norwegian Elkhound, the Saluki and the Whippet, and I think that's probably all. So can you put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the other best breed winners as they leave the ring.
Well, first of all, could I just say, ladies and gentlemen, please don't believe everything that you've heard about me, because the truth is definitely much worse. And this lady moved in with a rough collie, and I thought that that dog was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. Well, he let this bitch out, and Pat just went, and I said, you shut up. I said, we haven't got I said, we haven't got her in the car yet. Shut up. She's doing the standards. Anyway, Lily goes in and she said, Miss Turner, lacquer is prohibited here in the States. So Lily said, it is at home and all. I've not put one up with lacquer in it here. Well, she had a little 10-inch toy, and its top knot was about here, like this. And when it moved, it was pulling it to the side. It was like leaning over. And she let these two bitches out in the paddock, and Steve was standing there, and it was another do like at Atkinson's with Pat. Steve said to me, "Oh, look at that," he said. "What I'd give to own a bitch like that." I said, "You be quiet." I said, "That's not the champion." And Alan said, "What do you think?" I said, "Oh yes, I'll have her." And as soon as I said I'd have her, Alan shook hands with me, and he turned to Steve. He said, "There's no offence here." He said, "I'm not selling this bitch to you. I'm selling it to Derek as this is ridiculous.
No.
As a lifelong friend and a pensioner." So I said, "Oh right," and he charged me £200.
Good Lord.
For that bitch. We made her a champion, and she produced us 3 champions.
And this is a very good opportunity to just show them a bit of support. This is the grant, 202. The Petite, 257. The long-haired Dachshund, 643. And the Smooth, 800. And the Miniature Smooth, 841. The Miniature Wire, 996. The Deerhound, 1087. The Norwegian Elkhound, 1324. Pay no attention to that thunder that we can hear in the background. The Saluki, 1506. And the Whippet Ditch, 1662. Jill's obviously fairly confident of her decision already. I don't know whether these are in any order, but we've got the Petite coming out. No, they're not in any order, so don't get excited. This is the Petite, smooth-haired Dachshund. Deerhound, the Whippet. So these are our 4 finalists. Well done, the rest of you. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, give them a clap as they leave the ring. So being led off by the Deerhound, 1087, the Smooth Dachshund, 800, the Whippet, 1662, and the Petite, 257. Out come the boards. And the winner of Best in Show at the Houndshow 2012 is the Petite, number 257. In the next spot is the Whippet, 1662. The Deerhound, 1087. And the Dachshund, number 800. Okay, all done. Lap of honour time. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, the Best in Show winner of the Houndshow, the 50th anniversary show, champion soul trainer Peekaboo, the Petite.
So Best in Show at Houndshow last year was Jilly, the PBDV, and she's gone and done it again. Jilly's won Best in Show here at the Houndshow at the Stafford County Showground. Now Sarah, she's having such an incredible run. We speak to you so much now.
I know you're all bored.
So what was it like in there today? We actually had a bit of thunder around and that obviously didn't faze her.
Nothing seems to faze her, unfortunately. She even wanted the sweetie wrapper in the middle of the ring on her up and back. So, but nothing fazes her in the slightest. She just doesn't care. She loves it all.
A lot of people say the Houndshow is sort of very, very special because it's the Houndshow. It's the Houndshow for hound people, I suppose. Yep. Does it feel real special today to win?
It's always the show, I guess it's like with any of the group shows, it's always the show that everybody wants to win, whether it be hounds, terriers, gun dogs. It is the one, when it's your group, that you do want to win. And to win it 2 years in a row is just unbelievable. It's just amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So the Whippet was chosen Reserve Best in Show here at Houndshow. I'm joined by Mike Howgate and Yvonne, co-owners. Now it was a bit interesting in there about Joe because the judge was going over the dog on the table and the commentator said it was a dog and then
it was a bitch.
Yeah. That obviously doesn't happen a lot in dogs, does it?
No, not normally. No, we were late in the ring because of the size of the entry of Whippets, and we were near the end of the group before we got in there.
Now, Yvonne, just tell us a little bit about Jo and some of their past wins.
She's won very well since she was a puppy. She was top puppy in 2009. She was top Whippet last year. She's had a Group 1 placing in a Best Opposite Sex in Show.
To go Reserve Best in Show at Houndshow is pretty cool.
It is.
Oh, it's amazing.
Brilliant.
I couldn't believe it. I was jumping up and down with the excitement and my friend was like, oh.
Many congratulations to you both.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This is the Afghan, number 101, and it's a bitch. Now for the Beagle, which is a bitch, number 389. The long-haired Dachshund, 654. This is a bitch puppy. The miniature smooth Dachshund, number 854, which was a dog. And now the miniature wire, which is a bitch, number 982. Norwegian Elk Hound, number 1340. This is a bitch puppy. And then the Pharaoh Hound, number 1369, which is a dog. She's making a cut. Well, she's pulling them out not in any order. So here comes the Afghan and the Beagle, Daxie and the Pharaoh Hound. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hand together. So let's see them do this last lap around before a final decision is made. We've got the Afghan Hound, the Pharaoh Hound, the Beagle, and the miniature wire-haired Dachshund. And the winner of the 50th anniversary Houndshow Best Puppy in Show is going to be the Beagle. Number 389, the bitch puppy. And in the second spot comes the miniature wire-haired Dachshund, number 982. Then the Afghan, number 101, and the Pharaoh Hound, number 1369. And the winner, this is the puppy, the Houndshow winning puppy is Dabricard Martina, the Beagle. Well done all of you, what a day to remember.
So Simon, we've dodged the showers and there's been rolling thunder around these hills, haven't there? But we've managed to get some sunshine right at the end here of Houndshow. What's it been like for you and what did you make of that lovely group?
The Houndshow, it's always one of my favourite shows. The people are special, the dogs are extra special, and that we were lucky in the end with the weather, so a great day. Looks a nice group. I'm sure Jill will let us know exactly what she thought of it. The wonderful Jilly was there yet again, and 2 years running Best in Show at the Houndshow, not something that's been achieved all that often.
And of course Best Puppy was also a dual winner as well. Best Puppy in Show at Windsor was the Beagle.
Yes, I've had my eye on this little Beagle for some time now, and again she's a particularly special personality. She's got that lovely bond with her owner. A bright future looks on the cards, so yeah.
So I'm delighted to be joined by the 50th Hound Association Championship Show Best in Show judge, Jill Peake.
Thank you.
Now, thanks for joining us right at the end of the day. I know you've got a dash, but just tell us what your thoughts were on Best in Show there. Obviously, you've judged many hound groups before, but you looked like you did it quickly and you didn't hang about, so you must have been knowing what you were looking for.
Well, yes, I was looking for soundness and general type, and this bitch just excels in that. No, all four really that I had, the 1 to 4, they were really, really lovely dogs, and the young deerhound, is very, very promising. So, I was really thrilled with it all.
And so, Jilly, you've judged before many times?
I have. I gave her a second CC when I did it at Crofts, and then I gave her the group, I think, at 3 counties from memory, and then again today. She's just hard to beat, But of course the Whippet was beautiful also.
And then you had the puppies that came in after that. Yeah. Obviously there was a couple in there that were being a little bit naughty, but of course they can be, can't they?
I forgave that because they're babies, But I thought the Beagle, being my own breed, I'd be hard on anyway. And I just thought she was outstanding. She was beautiful, beautifully put together. And the second was the Mini Wire, who I'm sure will go real far. She's an absolutely beautiful little bitch. And the others, they were just lovely. The little Fairhound was only 6 months old, so I was really, really pleased.
So was this a memorable hound show for you?
Absolutely so, yes. And, it was an honour to do it, being the 50th anniversary of the club, So I'd just like to thank everybody for inviting me.
Well, as we are coming to the end of the year again, we thought we should take a quick look at the current leaders in the top dog table. As you can see, at the top is Jilly, the PBGV, on 102 points, with Graham, the toy poodle, a little way behind, but on quite a roll on 68 points. And then there's quite a battle, heating up for third, with 6 dogs covered by 17 points. Currently in third is the Irish Water Spaniel Whistle Stops Elements of Magic, Merlin, who won National Gun Dog today, few points clear of the Pekingese Yaki UR Cantonar, followed by Copymere Celebration, the Smooth-Coated Chihuahua, and Ragged Merry Gentleman, the Norwich Terrier. In 7th, we have the King Charles, Maybe Theo, and 8th, Salty Dog of Tampa Bay, the Labrador. There's a 6-point gap to the Scottish Terrier, Stuane Fleuret, who we saw win Pup of the Year earlier this year in 9th. And rounding off the top 10 is the Newfoundland Sandbears Stride and Style. So, congratulations to Jilly, the PBGV. Thank you very much for watching. We are out next time at Welsh Kennel Club, where we'll take a closer look at some of the breeds in the Gun Dog group.